group.
Breathe air into the lungs. Welcome!
Yeah. Hello and welcome. I'm Milo. I'm going to be the storyteller for this evening, and we will be playing a modified version of Changeling the Lost. Az.
Hi, I'm Az. I play Derek the Red-Capped Good Boy, who is about to have a time.
3LC.
Hi everyone, I play Sim, the Fire Elemental.
Mike.
Hey guys, I'm Mike. I play Dan the Hunter Heart, and let's see if that Hunter Heart actually has one.
Avery.
Hey everybody, I'm Avery, and I will be playing the wonderful old tunnel grub Spindle Clutch.
And what happened last time is, after the death of Dr. Cassidy, Dane took Ro into the hedge so she could show him a goblin market, but this is not after he gave a very romantic kiss to to Savannah, who, you know, along with everyone else, was crying and upset. They went into the hedge where they found an unsafe goblin market, a less changeling-friendly goblin market, so that Dane could go find a true fae that could potentially resurrect or at least perform some kind of anything to bring Dr. Cassidy or her spirit back so that she could, in fact, be interrogated for the knowledge that she had. While that was happening, Spindle Clutch readied the body for potential interrogation of the spirit by a grave rite, a darkling grave rite. Well, Sim and Derek made other plans to go and speak with Reed and Nova, but not before Sim and Savannah broke back into Dr. Cassidy's clinic, and with the help of Savannah, stunning everybody, grabbing all of her documentation, her laptops, all of that information, throwing it into the back of the car. When they went to go speak with Rita and Nova, were essentially informed that the meeting that is supposed to take place between all of the freeholds, all of the courts, and including the courtless freehold, the Bastion, would be getting together much sooner. Tonight, in fact, much later in the afternoon. Nova then went with Sim and Derek back to their hollow because a mysterious visitor had showed up, a water elemental named Zara, fresh out of the hedge. Hadn't even touched mortal soil again before entering the hollow of Derek and Sim, where they essentially introduced themselves. Sim started helping Zara, where she had an immediate connection to them. Sim, Zara, and Nova went back to the freehold to then go and get Zara all checked in, get her the assistance that she needs, being so fresh out of the hedge, which was an uncomfortable, confusing car ride. And traumatizing for everyone involved. Derek then went to Spindle Clutch's shop to meet up with Spindle Clutch and Dane, as Dane had been successful in his endeavors in finding a true fae named the Seamstress, who was more than happy to resurrect Dr. Cassidy, her price, of course, being exactly what Dane offered, Dr. Cassidy, when they are done with her. She resurrected her in Spindle Clutch's shop, and a small interrogation began. When Derek arrived, the seamstress wandered up to him and started talking to him, and like Derek does, has said far too much to a woman who is very, very powerful. Dane continued his interrogation, and we ended with Derek getting a call from Savannah asking if anyone has seen Ro, who had gone into the hedge with Dane, but had not returned. So, Sim, you're in the freehold right now. Zara's being checked in. She's exhausted and she's hungry. And just like with everything else, Reed has now convinced her to essentially let you go and do other things while she takes a rest and a break. And you can tell that Zara is very reluctant. She has formed some attachment to you. But she eventually relents and allows Reed and Nova to take her down into the hollow where they will get her set up for temporary until they can figure out what court she is and where she can go.
Okay.
Reed let you know before heading down that this situation is going to be as temporary as possible because once they speak to the courts tonight, they will more than likely be moving all of the Changeling who have been out of the Hedge less than 6 months and only keeping necessary personnel within the Freehold and the Hollow as the threat of the church with the death and disappearance of Dr. Cassidy has more than likely ramped up as per your warning.
Okay. Sim will be seeing. Sim will go with Zara a little bit of the way just to ensure that it's like you're going to be cool, you're going to be safe, things will, you're in good hands with Reed and the personnel that are around here. And so after she has been led off, Sim's going to come back and is there any messages? Did anybody send any messages or text or anything out? Okay. So I have a text from
Derek.
Okay.
What does your text say to Sim?
Derek would have let Sim know when he got to where he was going. When he got to Spindleclutch's place. And that, if I remember right, that he'd see him when he got there. There's no directions to Spindleclutch's place, but we've been there before, thankfully.
Yeah.
Can I recall fairly accurately how to get there?
Yeah, you can recall fairly accurately, Sim, as you drive frequently in the city. Even though Derek has the license, you drive frequently enough that you do know the general location of Spindleclutch's shop and where you guys went.
Okay, just going to double check on the stuff that we got from Dr. Cassidy's to make sure that it's at least secure
Savannah.
now.
Savannah took that into your hollow and was going through it until she made the phone call to Derek.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay. So I know that it's secure then there. So.
Yep.
Bordering that. All right. I'm going to text back then to Derek that if he's still at Spindle's, then I'm going to head back and catch up on the situation there. And see what I can do to lend a hand. Now, was Savannah's message earlier, I didn't catch if that was a group message or just sent to a certain people.
So Savannah called Derek.
Called Derek
Because she assumed Dane was still in the Hedge because she hadn't heard anything yet.
Gotcha. Okay.
So she didn't think she was going to be able to get a hold of Dane, so she called Derek to be like, have you seen Ro? Because she knows that Ro and Derek are friends.
Gotcha.
So...
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a phone call, like an actual "Have you seen Ro?"
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And once again, is what Sim does consider driving or reckless endangerment of his person and those people who are unfortunate enough to be his passengers.
Only if he gets caught. I forgot to give my disclaimer. By the way, this is an 18 plus stream. So sorry I forgot to give this disclaimer before. 18 plus stream, so if you're not 18, please go away. We cover some adult topics and we don't really watch our language very much, though we do try. But words slip out. As well as, we don't give advice on this channel. We are not a how-to guide. Please do not do any of the things at all. Because yes, it's only reckless endangerment if he gets caught doing it. And with the 2, he's not getting pulled over, because I said that was the bust. because there's no license, so his ass is going to jail if he completely busts on a roll and has no power to spend on it. So you drive like the devil's on your heels, my friend, and you do an okay job. You've driven better before.
Sidewalk
You have driven better, but you haven't killed anybody, you're not getting arrested, anything like that. It's just, the ride's a little more bumpy than usual. You're not sure you took that corner. You may have clipped the side of the car. You're not sure yet. You just need to get there.
Got a mailbox so bad.
Somebody's mailbox. Why is your mailbox in the street? Fuck you.
10 points.
Very well then.
15 because of the mailman.
All right. So
at this point,
you get
Sim is not aware of whatever the status is of anything.
at this point, Derek. Yeah. Yep. At this point, Derek is also now on the phone with Savannah. All of that took essentially the whole length of what's happened so far.
Cool.
So Savannah has called. Have you seen Ro? Has anyone seen Ro?
Wait, what do you mean? Has anyone seen Ro? Like Dane's back? Like what? Dane, where's Ro? Like going to interrupt this interrogation. It's Ro.
What do you mean?
Dane, didn't you and Ro come out together?
No, I sent her back before I even got to the market.
What do you mean?
I sent her back before I got to the market so she wouldn't have to get herself in trouble in there.
Ro goes
Why,
to market
where
all
is
the
she?
time. No one's.
I know, but
Savannah, when's the last time you heard from Ro?
When she left with Dane.
what?
She should have been back by now.
What?
Savannah,
Alright,
where's Ro?
alright, mate. Like, just Spindle Clutch's eyes and mouth come out in these little, like, gooey tentacles out of Dane's pocket. No, before we get too worried, my young companions. Mistress Ro is quite capable, and perhaps we should afford her a bit of leeway in such arrivals.
She should be back by now. Like, it doesn't take her that long to come back. She's usually back.
One second.
She's usually back.
Dane's gonna reach into his pocket. Grab Spindle Clutch. And
Pretty squishy. It's very squishy. Just
put him on top of Dr. Cassidy's head.
Mm-hmm.
Just right in the forehead. Keep her warm. Clutchy, keep her warm. I'll be back in a second. He's gonna go over to Derek and just hand it for his phone.
Savannah, we're gonna get her, okay? Hands the phone over.
Where would you hang out?
Unless she needed to go to another market, which if she needed goblin fruit, which we just did that, she would have gone into the market with you. The only other places that she hangs out are, she has a lady that she visits when, you know who it is. Dane would know who it is. It's a lady who has a child about what would be considered Ro's age. And she lives. It's a touchstone. But I mean, I can go check there. I assume she'd check in before she went to go see anybody else. So
you've tried calling her.
I've tried calling her and it doesn't connect. Like her phone's been turned off.
Or perhaps Lady Ro is still in the hedge somewhere.
I can go get her.
Not by yourself, young Master Derek.
If she's in the hedge, it means she got lost. And Ro doesn't get lost.
No, she doesn't.
I hate to be the bearer of foul news. That could mean that she was taken. Especially if the market that you were visiting, young Master Day, was as unregulated as you say.
It's definitely as unregulated as I say. The seamstress here could probably vouch for that, but she was nowhere near the market. She turned away and walked off even before I got there. I made fucking sure of that.
Banditry, as I understand, is rife within the Hedge. So kidnapping is only a
Did you see her?
hair shy of banditry anyway.
Did you see her go back through the gate?
We walked for a long distance from where we left to the market, Derek. I'd have to follow her back to see her go through the gate.
Luckily enough, between the two of you, I think we stand a very good chance of finding Mistress Rowe.
Seamstress, would
Yes.
you mind taking Dr. Cassidy for a while? Until I
Not at
do
all.
this, and then I'll come to see you again and finish what I talk with her.
Of course. And she'll
Once
come
I'm
over.
done, our deal will be complete.
Spindle Clutch will lean down in Cassidy's ear.
Remember, if offered you, Doctor, I will return your child. Answer our questions truthfully. Have my word. And my word is my bond, young lady.
So, I'm gonna call my common sense merit here.
Hmm?
With Roe being as good at navigating the hedge, would I be able to come up with a certain danger that she may walk into?
So, you do know of a couple of dangers that could easily be walked into. The master of the wild hunt could have been on the loose and ran into her, and she could have been caught by the hunt. A true fae wandering the hedge, trying to get from Arcadia to the mortal world to either snatch someone or conduct other business, may have got her, or one going to a market, because you were in an area where illegal markets can crop up. Now, you didn't see anyone leave that market when you went in, so you probably not actually from the market, maybe going to the market, ran into her and used the opportunity. Hobgoblins, raiding parties of hobgoblins. If she did somehow get turned around, which for player reference, that'd be if she botched a roll, she could get lost, find her way to a hollow that is trapped, and she's gotten stuck in this hollow. She could have ended up finding her way into a patch of the hedge that was particularly dangerous and is potentially struggling, or has been delayed in getting back because of that. If she was able to surpass whatever obstacle that area presented. Think the poppy fields from fucking Wizard of Oz or whatever. Something like that, where it's just hazardous to walk through and you run a potential risk of injury, death, capture, being stuck. So.
Seamstress, I have another favor to ask,
Yes.
unfortunately. And I will pay for this one. I will pay for this one the same as before.
Okay.
Would you be able to drop me and a few others off at where I last saw my friend?
I can absolutely do that. I can take you back to the market. That's where I was headed anyways.
And what would be the price for that?
For that would be one small corpse. It doesn't need to be a person. It can be an animal, or
Like a rabbit?
it can be a person. Any kind of animal. It doesn't need to be a big animal. It can be a small animal, rabbit, a bird. It doesn't need to be, you don't need to go completely crazy with it.
What if I had one night with passion with Spindle Clutch?
Do I get to keep him afterwards?
No, we sort of need him.
Then a body is fine.
Alright, fine.
If you would warrant me just a moment, I believe I have a body for you here, actually.
Oh.
A moment.
And Spindleclutch will head back down through the dumbwaiter. And fetch the body of a stray cat that they found a few days ago, and they felt really bad, so they put it in grave wax, and they've been talking to it and moving it around like a doll in the hollow downstairs.
Look
All
at
right.
those tricks. Stay.
Oh, let me bend your little legs. Here, sit. Perfect. Good kitty.
It's not that much different than what she's doing, though, so, like, I don't really have the room to be making
You don't.
faces with
You don't.
I really
You made
don't.
this. I've seen the picture of said individual. You have no rights.
I drew a picture of her forever ago. I've had this seamstress for a while.
Yeah, and Spindleclutch will come up a few minutes later with a little, like, old graying tabby that's been covered in grave wax.
While Spindle clutches heading down.
Yep.
I'm still on the phone to Savannah. It's on loudspeaker.
Yep, you are. She's listening to all of the conversations. And every once in a while, you hear her make a noise, like when you're like, I'd like to make a deal with you again. You hear her make like a sound on the phone.
And he's like, I know. Best you come here in case it's him.
Yeah, I'll be there as soon as I can.
Once you're here, we'll leave.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on my way.
What's my true name contract role?
Your true name contract role? Oh, do you not have those ones?
I don't have them. I don't have the contracts of binding. I have the names you've given me.
Hold on just a second. If I go sideways, I apologize.
You spin me round, baby, round.
All right. So, are you talking about the level 3?
No. Just the true name. Just the true name.
Oh, just okay. Its cost is free. It is your charisma and your wits. Your charisma, your wits, and your weird versus their composure and subterfuge.
Who are you using
Charisma,
this
wits,
on?
weird.
Who are you using this on so I don't have to stab you, just in case?
Seamstress.
Oh, okay.
We'll see what she gets.
Let's piss off the woman with many hands.
I told you what I was gonna do.
I know!
I thought you were gonna use the eat your words on Dr. Cassidy.
Oh, that's what's happening, because it lasts for a scene and we're not interrogating her now. We're interrogating her later, so I'm waiting on that.
She's just sat there on the table like, what the fuck's going on with these people?
Who are you? It's a good pool. Oh, God. Oh, no. What's a messy crit?
Ooh.
What do you mean, what's a messy crit?
So,
You know what a messy critical is?
So, yeah, is it the Bane? Not Bane. It's the derangement or losing
Nope,
clarity,
it's not. It's not the derangement. It's when you get a messy critical. Typically, it's your frailty of your hat feels dry. It's getting dry. It's kind of itchy. That's what happens when Derek gets a messy critical. Hat's
needs to feed.
Shit, what was your total?
4, 7, 7, 9, 9. So 4, 5, 6, 8 out of 8 dice. Stakes might have been made.
Nope.
She got an 8.
Okay.
with a critical that wasn't messy.
Okay.
There's like 10 dice here that rolled nothing.
I can burn willpower.
You don't need to. Technically, you're aggressing on her by trying to figure out her true name.
Derek just staring. He takes out a pen.
Where the fuck did I put my notebook? God damn it.
This is fine. This is totally fine. The beanie is no longer dream wet. We gotta fix that. Dr. Cassidy was bleeding, right?
Oh gosh.
No, she wasn't. She's a corpse.
Her true name and the name that you hear is
I don't think he was getting it.
Malia.
Oh yeah, what a lovely name.
I didn't think he was getting it because of the messy crit.
No. Now what you guys see is Derek is like grabbing and scratching at his hat and like feeling it a whole bunch. And while you see that like blood is trickling down, like Derek is mumbling something about it being dry. It's not. Again, it's not. He just got blood on it. And that's when you hear the honking outside as Sim pulls up to the curb, blaring his horn at a pedestrian that happens to think it was a good idea to cross the street and stepped off the curb for half a second. So Malia is her name.
Mm-hmm.
And she will take the cat corpse when Spindle Clutch brings it up.
Dan has no idea what Derek's doing, so he's going to hand him back his fucking phone.
Thank you. We're going to find Roe, Savannah, and I have insurance, so it's fine. I heard that as a term once, so...
She's already hung up. It's a
Savannah?
Yeah, Dan,
Okay.
It's very Derek.
Oh, absolutely.
Sim,
Yeah,
as you start to walk up to Spindle Clutches.
Oh yeah, slam the car door shut and be like, "There's a sidewalk for a reason." Anyway, and then walk towards Clutch's place.
And as you start walking it, you see the enormous centipede lady that's in the shop with all her many yucky hands.
I stop walking.
Black and chitinous.
Derek just staring directly at her.
Yeah, I take a glance around and look. Do I just see Derek? Do I see anybody else?
You see Derek. You can kind of see Dane as Dane is pacing. So he disappears behind like a shelf and the large woman, and then comes back, and for a brief second you see Dane, and then right back. So you can tell that he's going back and forth. And then a few moments later, Spindle Clutch is going to come into view with a desiccated cat covered in wax.
All right, madam, here is your corpse. Before I hand her over to you, I've taken the liberty of calling her Maisie.
Maisie. That's a nice name.
She's a lovely cat.
Well,
Hand her
she's
over.
about to get a second chance. Take her.
But maybe Maisie come visit sometime. I do like that cat.
Well, you can always find me at the market, and I am more than happy to have company. Her fingers.
All of them.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Oh, is that the store phone?
It's Bell.
The doorbell.
Oh, I can hardly tell the difference. The amount of times I've answered that phone for it to be someone coming in the door is really getting ridiculous at this point.
Can you change the ringtone?
It's a rotary phone. Oh no.
Ah,
Young Master Sim, always good to see you.
Afternoon, Clutch. going to go over and check Derek as Sim will nod to Dane as well. And, hey.
Dane doesn't even take notice of
Wait.
Sim.
Okay.
Waiting for Savannah. Yep.
Sim goes
The woman
over to... Oh,
holds several hands out to Sim as he walks up because she's kind of half wrapped around Derek. She's very large, by the way. And holds out several hands. Who are you?
I'll take Derek's arm, peel him away.
Derek, Sim knows what the pen is.
Hey, Derek, hey.
What? Okay, hey Sim.
Hey,
Hey
got
Sim.
something for you
Hey,
there.
hey,
Treat.
hey.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah. It's cooked.
Yeah. Move him away a few
So
feet.
eat it anyway.
I, the hand woman.
Several hands.
She has
Like
she has
every
one
time
hand.
you move back, a new hand reaches out to try to shake yours along this body.
A new hand touches the beak.
Pleasure to meet you. But I don't extend a hand out.
Mm.
And I am... You can call me Sim. You are?
I'm the seamstress.
I see. Handy with a piece of thread, then, eh?
You could say that. So, we are waiting, yes?
Yes. That's one thing Dane says as he keeps walking up and down.
Young.
Yeah.
And Spindle Clutch will kind of like slither over to Dane. Master Dane, would you care for an alcoholic beverage?
No, not right now.
A non-alcoholic beverage, then perhaps.
Clutchy, I don't want to drink. Simple as that. Thank you, but no. Maybe Sim wants something. Give him a Molotov or something.
You seem a little nervous. Beverages have been known to help with nervous energy.
I'm not nervous. I'm pissed off. Not nervous. Big difference.
Hey, alright. Okay. Alright. Well, if you change your mind, I am everywhere and nowhere all at once.
That doesn't make my anxiety any better, Clutchy.
Just remember, wherever you think I might be, I'm in the opposite place and I'm still listening.
Doesn't help in the situation, Clutchy.
Like slithers off.
Since Derek is obviously looking perturbed,
Let's continue.
and Dane is looking very anxious,
Mm-hmm.
Sim's going to ask Derek something I should know about here. What's...
Rose missing.
What?
Rose hasn't come back yet. She's still in the hedge, and the hat's too dry. The hat's way too dry. It's too dry. She has so many hands.
Hey, Derek.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not as dry as you. It's not as dry as you think. Look.
It's too dry. It's way too. Don't touch the hat.
I'm not touching.
It's too dry.
Not
Too
touching.
dry.
Nope, not touching.
Okay.
But concentrate.
Alright.
Shift focus for just a moment. For just a moment. You should. I mean, it's literally sopping on the top of your head.
I mean, it's wet, but it could be wetter. It could be wetter.
Could be wetter, but that's not dry.
Fucking
It's not. It's too dry. There could be more.
We'll get
Yeah.
something to take care of that. And then
Right.
Sim's going to back away a few steps. Lean over to Clutch. Do you possibly have something a little recent that maybe has some fresh kind of red stuff inside? It would be super helpful for my friend.
You need blood.
You have blood.
Fresh.
That's what you're asking me. I don't currently. However, if I could be afforded perhaps 15 minutes, I'm sure I could come up with something.
I got a pretty good idea.
Dane is gonna stop walking for a second and just stare at the
Mhm.
fucking three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is the right fucking time to talk about this shite when she's lying on a fucking slab over there? She can fucking hear everything. You're having these conversations. Fuck off outside.
Who's laying on the slab? Did I see her?
You would see Dr. Cassidy alive.
I'm blinking.
She is very.
Well, the seamstress has one hand on her, pushed her at, like she's down on the desk with one hand pressed on her from the seamstress, who's not going to let her get up because she's taking her with her.
Isn't that close of a
And in all fairness, young Master Dane, she is completely under the sway of the seamstress at the moment. If the seamstress decides that she's lived beyond her usefulness, just one clip of a string, and that is that.
He's dead. Yeah. She's dead.
I ain't going to
She
walk
just thinks
outside
she's
before I punch one of you.
Okay.
And he just walks out.
Right.
Because he's annoyed that they keep telling this woman secrets. In earshot.
She's dead.
Oh, and she's listening to everything too. The seamstress is just sitting there like nodding.
Yes,
You
but
know.
you're making his interrogation job much harder, so he's gonna walk away before he does something bad. I'll wait for
Master Dane has been rather tempestuous of late.
Isn't that your whole court deal?
Let's relocate over to a more secure location.
Dane walks
Okay, to make
outside.
her not be able to talk?
That is very courteous of you, young Master Dane.
Okay.
Let's just
I don't know what that
get one
means.
situation straightened out, one
Okay.
crisis at a time, and then we'll
Alright.
sort out something out.
That wrath face, man. Oof.
Mm-hmm. Walking away from her would be too much work. Sloth. And the bean is too dry.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going off of envy, she also has the hands of the creator.
So yeah,
I'm gonna go walk away and find something to get blood.
Dane's walking outside and waiting for Savannah.
And Savannah
In that
gets there
case-
pretty. Savannah's going to show up pretty quickly. So what?
Spindle Clutch will keep the seamstress company in the meanwhile.
All right. Do you want to say anything to the seamstress real quick before Savannah shows up? Because she will be there shortly. She is using her contract, Tread of the Swift Hooves.
Yeah, Spindle Clutch will kind of sidle up to her.
I didn't notice that wonderful little whip stitch you put in right there. Very expert work.
Well, thank you.
I do please pardon the young folk I keep company with. Their wounds are still fresh.
It isn't an issue. I am very used to being treated and greeted in such a manner.
One of the things I always like to say to my younglings is that just because you have accepted a circumstance as normal does not mean that it is acceptable. I find you to be a fine example of a truer being than we that is capable of living in symbiosis with ourselves.
Well, I have no qualms with any of you, and I don't have much desire for the living.
There is one small question that I would ask of you if you would deign to give an old man an answer.
Ask away.
Have you ever taken on the role of a keeper before? Are there changelings out there which have suffered under your duress?
Some would say that yes. as Dr. Cassidy, being alive-ish and well, will go back with me, and should she make it out of my realm and back to the mortal world, she will be much changed. As you, as them. She has a half-life, though, when they escape, as they were dead before. So
she will be a grave right.
A grave right or a mannequin. Some of them do come back as dolls, it just depends. But she will definitely be a grave right, more than likely. If she makes it out, that's of course if she makes it out, but she's already died, so this is a second lease on life for her, technically.
Can I interject something?
Sure.
Karma, bitch!
Would you consider, once she has served your purpose, turning her over to us?
Turning her back over when I am done with her? I don't see why not. No one's ever asked me that before.
I'm a curious little grub.
Then yes, by all means, when I am done, you can go ahead and have her back.
I won't forget how gracious you have been, Lady Seamstress.
I won't forget it either.
Will you care for an alcoholic beverage?
Yes, I will have an alcoholic beverage.
And Spindle Clutch will slither off to find
Phase 1 of courting the true Fae.
Dane's
Savannah shows up.
Yes.
Savannah, she basically almost pops into existence. She's a blur. She runs, bolts over, comes to a full and complete stop. You see like a little bit of sweat as she comes to like a halt. Is she back yet? Did anyone see her?
Love, she's not back yet. But we're going now.
Okay.
Just grabs her hand and just brings her inside of the shop.
The seamstress has gotten her drink from Spindle Clutch, and when they come back, they can tell me if they poisoned it or anything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and say that is happening right now. She's drinking when you walk back in.
Right.
Ready? Hi, Savannah. We're. I haven't heard from her yet.
Right.
But we're gonna find her, okay?
Right, first off, who's gonna go? I know me and Savannah are going, that's not negotiable. Who else is going?
As soon as I get back.
We have to find Ro.
I'm
Soon as
asking
you get
because
what,
of
Tim?
what we might face.
I says as soon as I get back, I'd go. I'm going to grab something for Derek.
Yes. Yeah. I think you would have probably expressed to somebody that you had planned to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told Derek and Clutch right there.
Yep.
That I was going to go out just
And-
grab a rat or whatever, just to get something to get a little.
You find one. The Spindle Clutch is hollow. You find there are some rats. You find a nest. You're able to grab a couple.
Cool. Grab those, come back. Call Derek over.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go, bud. Make use of it. So, probably happens right Dan is mentioning about forming the party together. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Derek is
you're ready to roll.
doing what Derek does to get the blood.
Yep.
When Savannah walks in, and I'm going. We're gonna go. We're gonna go get Ro. We have to go get Ro.
Yeah.
I want y'all to be sure about this.
We don't leave people.
This isn't... No, well... Depends. But no, we don't leave Ro behind.
This won't be the most reckless thing we've done recently.
Well, I'd rather face that church every day instead of him. Hobgoblin army, not a problem. But him,
Yeah.
Derek kind of grabs at his chest.
mm,
Well, let's hope that.
They'll have
that's not the
damage
case.
from that.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, Sim?
I said, let's hope that that's not the case.
let's hope
So
not. Because if it is,
I see.
I hold people in this room responsible, and not myself. Seamstress, you ready?
Absolutely. And she reaches out various hands to all of you.
As he holds stuff on his hand.
Yep. And as soon as everyone takes her hand, who's going,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
she pulls you in very close, and there are more hands. It's a very weird, very handsy hug.
I've seen
Say
that.
it's hands-on transportation. Got it.
You see her grab up Dr. Cassidy too. Yeah, you're all. It's so kind of think you're all at a different like segment of her centipede body being pressed in by like 6 to 8 hands each,
Mm-hmm.
like pushed into this centipede body, except for whoever is at her torso, which is kind of human. And then, just like before, the world around you wavers, and you are all in that Twilight time period looking bunch of Hedge stuff, and she is at the door to the market, that spiderweb covered door that says Arachna. What's the name of the market?
Yeah.
And then the all are welcome sign. She lets you all go, except Dr. Cassidy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Seamstress.
Come
I'll see
find
you
me.
soon.
Yep. And she slithers in through the door. You hear the sounds of her hands. She and disappears into the Arachna market.
Moment she's gone. He's not said anything until she's gone.
Yeah.
It's the last place she was. And I would like to activate Pathfinder
Ooh.
with
All
my
right.
with my direction sense. Merit.
There you go.
All right.
What do you want me to roll for?
So, do you actually 3LC? Do you have the printout of Pathfinder?
Yeah, it's
Or
intelligence.
do I need to look it up? Oh fuck! I have it. I'm stupid. Intelligence plus weird. I have that one printed because Bro has that one.
+2
Yeah,
for direction sense, yeah?
+2 for direction sense, and because Sim has the same contracts, Sim can lend you a die. You get 1 extra for Sim helping.
There you go.
Okay.
Now, you can see the signs of spring along this path.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't faded yet. The original path that Ro carved, plus the one she started on back. Do you see the flowers and the vines?
Mm-hmm.
I'm using a willpower for that.
Understandable. Oof.
Right?
I would too.
4.
All right, 4. Not terrible. So
you joking me?
you find it could be worse.
Yeah.
It really could be. Could be a lot better though. So you find the path, and it's not incredibly difficult with the vines of spring, the flowers, and you start down it. Savannah is completely alert. She's decided to take up the rear of your group. She'll push all you guys into the middle, and she's gonna make sure that nothing happens behind you should you be followed from the market doorway.
It's a rare sight that you'll see Dane on all 4s following the drill.
Okay.
You go a little ways down, And you remember, it took you about 45 minutes of walking, roughly, to reach the door from the gate. And then came back.
Keeping a general look as we're trotting through, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you guys walk a little bit. Now, probably about, what if 15 minutes-ish. You guys are taking a little bit of care. You go about 15 minutes, and that's where I'm going to need wits and awareness. Who has the highest? Let's look at Savannah real quick. Oh, that's right. That's Ro.
Oh, 3 successes.
Oh.
No, that's my... Wait, we all rolling...
Oh, yeah, pool. We're doing... Yeah, it's... Nope, I'm trying to do the pool thing. So Savannah has 6 total.
Oh, okay.
You have 6.
I'm doing math. Hold on.
Okay. So you have a 7 dice pool.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 or 7, 8, 9, 10. So that would be 11 dice.
Okay.
Because you get 4 extra onto that. So go ahead and roll that.
Which one? I think Avery and I have...
You have a...
I think Avery
No, Avery has a 6, right? They held up 6 fingers?
Oh.
Yeah, so
sorry,
Sim is the highest. So you're rolling.
So I add 4 to that?
I thought I miscounted. Yeah, you're going to add 4 extra dice to that.
Okay.
And let me know what you get.
Anyway, 4 on that fucking 10 dice roll. Jesus Christ.
It was enough because Rowley was a big trail. A 2 would have been
still.
sufficient.
For someone so small.
She's strong. She's very strong.
Low clarity.
I'm gonna...
Yep. I'm getting her as well, so I'm not complaining. My weirdness.
She got 2 clarity.
There we go. I'm expending a willpower just to make it safe.
Okay.
So it's for a total of 8.
You get 15 minutes. You guys are looking, since you all assisted with this, you guys are looking, and you see in the path what has clearly been some kind of a scuffle. There's blood. Vines have been cut. You see, an 8's really good. You see a small bit of fabric. It's brightly colored. Ro tends to wear very muted, soft pastels, whites. Her dresses tend to be more along those almost neutral color tones, very subdued colors. This is bright rainbow, like just bright rainbow fabric. And you see what looks to be a fragment of a mirror. Like a mirror shard just kind of embedded towards the edge of where this scuffle, the dirt's been rustled. Like I said, there's some splashes of blood on the hedge. There's some splashes of blood on the flowers that have grown. There's areas where the flowers have just completely died. Not the winter court way of dying. There's no frost. There's no evidence of the winter court. The flowers are just dead, decaying. And that is what you have all found at this moment.
The fuck happened here?
Do I recognize...
That's the rainbow.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's something you've seen Jack wear.
Mm-hmm. And the mirror and the death from when fucking...
You saw Azamara carrying a mirror and a mirror sword.
Yeah, as soon as the mirror shard, I'm thinking Azamara. Okay, let's see. Sim's gonna walk over and look at the mirror shard and grab a piece of cloth and work it out of the tree.
Dana's
Alright.
Dana's going to go to the blood. And I'm going to use the contract of Beast Keen Sense to use his wolf-like features so he could at least try to sense the blood or scent the blood and hopefully either recognize it from a scent or follow it to a certain location. And if it's the church, God fucking help them.
You go to smell the blood. And what you smell is very strange. It's 5 different things. You can smell very distinctly roe. You can smell something that smells like rot mixed in with it. You can smell cotton candy, and you can smell like popcorn, like a carnival. And the last thing you smell is this acrid smoke kind of smell. And you dig a little deeper with it. And you realize that what this is the mixture of 5 different people's blood. And one of them, that smoky, acrid smell, the blood is different. Darker. It's not human blood. It's not changeling blood. True Fae blood.
Oh, I'll be fucking true flaying done when I'm finished.
Sorry.
I liked it.
Fuck my sentence up.
We're about to fuck them up, so it's fine.
There's 5 different types of blood here, 5 different scents. Rose one of them. Or True Fae is another. But the other ones... Rot.
Do you know?
Can do.
Rot? Is it... Okay. Is it the same rot that happened when I stole... Oh, what is her name's blood? Wow, I'm totally blanking.
Pippin.
Thank you.
It isn't the rot on the flowers. No. The rot on the flowers is corruption. It's not... It doesn't look like the effects of a poison or a toxin or like, Pippin's blood being literally poison in her veins. It looks almost like the way that you guys affect the hedge with your mantles, the way you guys are leaving a frost trail and that Roe leaves the trail of spring, whatever stepped into Roe's space, whatever stepped into her trail, decayed it. Whatever traversed that section right there, they leave a trail of rot. They decay other people's growth, basically. So because she's spring court, they decayed the plants. If they'd stepped into a winter court's path, it would have melted all of the frost and snow and cold left behind.
Can I use my common sense?
Something walked through her path.
Yeah, can I use my common sense merit to try and think of any court-like being that could do that? At least a
true fae.
True fae, okay.
A true fae of a dark... They would more than likely have some attachment to darkness or death. Which does eliminate some of them. It eliminates Master of the Wild Hunts.
Mm-hmm. It's not him.
What about the heart? Is it like the heart's blood?
Which heart?
The blood on the ground?
No. When we were messing with the weird tentacle heart in the box. The Grindylow. Oh my god.
Yes. The blood is like the Grindylow's blood. It's that kind of black, ichory. The Grindylow's smelled like dead fish. This smells like smoke.
This is bad.
Would that be something that Sim would possibly have any recollection of?
Of go ahead and roll your occult and your weird.
The blood?
Yep, go ahead and roll your occult and your weird.
Okay.
And what's the possibility of me using this scent to follow anywhere in the hedge using Pathfinder or Direction Sense?
You would get a +2 dice bonus to following the scent. And then obviously Sim could help you as well. So your Direction Sense +2 plus Sim.
Hey, let's see if
5.
Let's see if this 12 roll is any better.
Let's see.
So what you can determine is, based on the way it's described, smells like it should have come from something elemental, fire related. The smell of smoke, that acrid burning, is something you're very familiar with. Something that you smell fairly frequently.
15 successes.
What?
Damn.
15 successes? Holy shit, that's the double critical?
Mm-hmm.
Bam!
Alrighty then.
Alright, well,
Packing
so
boys.
essentially,
On here,
what you can assume, yeah, this is going to be fun. So what you can assume based on, let me finish this description real quick. What you can assume based on kind of smelling it, knowing what that smells like, is that whatever this entity is has some basis in some kind of flame.
Okay. But more so just straight fire, not necessarily that of a forge.
Straight fire, but there's something weird about it. Like, you wouldn't guess, and like, it's something is burnt, but it's different. That's the best you can determine.
Okay.
Not a forge, though.
Okay.
This thing is not a walking forge. I promise I wouldn't do that.
don't give Sim ideas.
Bring Zara.
Don't give Sim ideas. No walking forges. We don't need a walking forge. No.
Maybe.
Don't you say such things about calcium.
The Hellfire Forge?
Sim's moving forge.
What?
That was a house moving castle.
Yeah. So,
I'm sorry, I didn't get. Okay, I got the piece in the middle. Thank you.
yeah. Dan is walking around trying to take the scent of the blood in.
You pick that scent up. You pick up that acridness, but you can also you can, that's who you're focused on. And Ro,
Smell you.
you know her. I can smell you. Let's not make it weird. Don't make it weird. It's not
Only
weird unless
weird
you make
if you
it
make it
weird.
You could make it weird. WYRD, but there you go.
I did make it weird. That's one of my highest
kind
rolls.
of a given.
I do have one thing that I wanted to do on the mirror.
Yes.
So I failed the glamour check.
Yes.
So I'm down glamour. I wanted to use the blessing.
Yeah.
I wanted to use the blessing of perfection on the mirror shard to recreate it.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead and roll. Dane, as you're doing that, Dane is walking around. He's following that scent. He's figuring out, calculating, using the path, knowing Ro, knowing what direction things are in. And you think you figured it out. You're pretty sure you know exactly where to go, and you start to shape the hedge with your Pathfinder. You start to use your weird to start to make a way towards where you believe this smell is coming from. You impose your will upon it, and the vines begin to recede and move and shift. What did you get on your mirror check? Roll your mirror. Yeah.
Roll for mirror.
You recreate the mirror. Roll for mirror. You recreate the mirror. It is the mirror that Azamara had. You recognize it. It has a kind of almost religious motif to it that doves crosses. It's very delicate, done up in silver.
I don't like that.
No, you don't like that.
Very quick question for the storyteller.
Yes?
How big is it out here?
How big is it out where?
What's the
Oh, the hedge.
Oh, no.
It's spacious is a good word right now. There is a lot of space. There is and more. As Dane carves his path, the vines are moving away. The walls of this are expanding. Basically, not super rapidly, but enough that it is kind of alarming.
I don't have that much weird on like row.
Spindle Clutch is gonna side up to Derek really quick. And just kind of look down at Derek.
Mm-hmm.
Give me, it's much too large out here, and just dive into his pocket.
It is disturbing to see this because he starts to jump and then all his bones just until he's in, and he almost like shrinks. It's kind of like watching a water fountain, you know?
Yeah. Just the.
Except it's a person doing it.
Are you okay?
It's very big out there. I do like large spaces. It's terrifying. You ever think about it? It's just you in the sky, and what if the sky decides to fall down? And it's too much.
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
The sky can do that?
I can tell you all my ideas, not paying attention to any of this.
Oh no, Savannah's right on your heels too. Like she's watching what you do.
Yeah.
Well,
Derek
Sam has the silver mirror.
Yeah, Derek can't go anywhere near that mirror. Like, nope.
Yeah,
nope.
Okay, good. Okay, you put it away. You've wrapped it up. You've put it away. All right. The path has opened up.
For a little while,
Yep, we're it's a bad. The mirror's too green. The mirror's way too green.
And the outside and the bigness of the outside is very green as well for me.
You can stay in my pocket.
You will.
Gonna move towards where they're carving through the hedge.
Yeah.
Yep. And you guys begin your walk, following this path that has been created. Dane seems very sure about where he's going, not even second guessing it, but just going. And Savannah is right on his heels.
If this was an anime, the eyes would be burning.
Yeah.
That just ching glow.
Focus.
And you walk for a little bit again while the hedge is malleable. It's not instantaneous. So you start to notice more signs, more fragments of this decay along with the vines of the hedges, that kind of acidy smell coming to your nose as you walk, and it is getting darker. It's about 5 o'clock. It's winter time. It's becoming twilight. And that is when you see the glowing of a fire up ahead. There's a wall of vines in the way, but with the growing dusk above the top of them, you can tell that a fire has been lit. And you can see that a lot of these vines look very dead. Now, you are not in Arcadia. You're not even that close to Arcadia, as a matter of fact. Arcadia is days of travel. You're fairly close to the mortal world, and you do know that. So, if this is a hollow or a temporary camp, hard to tell. But it definitely has signs of whatever it was you saw back where the struggle took place.
We're gonna start looking around.
Oh, Dan isn't looking around.
We come up upon a bonfire, campfire against a wall of vines. We see any figures, shadows around?
No, what you're seeing is a wall of vines, and then kind of over the top of the hedge.
Mm-hmm.
You are seeing the glow of what looks like a fire, but the damage done to the hedge is that same rot you saw on Rose's path. So whatever touched her path has touched the hedge here.
Gotcha.
Now, you do know that the hollows are hidden. That's what the contract part of the hollow is for, is to find the entrances more easily. Mm-hmm. So this could very well be a hollow on the other side. You just have to figure out how to get into it.
Yeah, that's what Derek's doing, is looking around, seeing if there's a way in, if there's something that's more touched than anything.
I have the heart of the hollow.
All right.
I could do that if that's a possibility.
That is a possibility that will give you a better idea of where the actual door to the hollow is.
Okay.
What is Dane doing?
Dane is activating Weapons of the Wild. I bestial field my glamour check.
Okay, bestial failures you don't have a beast, so.
Yeah, I just bestial failure.
Okay, so it's another 4 and 4.
Lose a glamour then. So make sure that your roll reflects that you now have one less glamour.
Mm-hmm. Always do. I was doing so well on my glamour as well. we have been feeding a lot, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
We have made a lot of people.
That's true. Go ahead, Sim. Go ahead and add an extra dice, because Derek, while he doesn't have the contract, is looking around for the gate entrance.
Cool. So with that's a total of 10.
Guys came here to get shit done, I see.
Fucking Ro! It's Ro! You don't touch the wildling, okay?
You don't touch my daughter.
So you guys are, you're searching you're activating your powers, you're fucking it's a group effort. And Sim, you happen to find, as you're looking around, a it's probably about this big. That looks like a bone that's been burnt. You can see the fissures, and it's kind of blackened. It looks very much like the surrounding hedge, kind of sticking out. And from the angle you come at it, it looks like it could probably be moved a little bit.
Gonna call over and say, I think I've got the entrance here. And then I'm gonna, is it towards my feet, lower, or is it about?
Yeah, it is on the ground. You'd have to have been looking for it. It's kind of, if you look at the actual vines, you have to kind of reach through them to grab it. It's very well disguised, but you rolled very, very good on that, so you were able to spot it while you were doing your very careful look around.
Yeah, I'm going to very carefully reach through and move the bone slowly.
Right, yeah. Derek's standing behind Sim, waiting. And the moment that opens, the first person we don't know, I'm using fickle fate on.
Okay. All right. So
chilling and Eric's pocket with one
It's
eye.
big.
It's one eye just
I
out of the pocket.
Yicky. But it makes sense. So,
Spindle Clutch is giving encouragement from the pocket. Yes, Mr. Denning. Yes, Mr. Dane. With the
we
right
got this.
and left hook. Yes.
Don't
him in the
worry, young Master
Twist
Dane.
his dick.
I've got
Twist
my
his dick.
eye on things.
Oh my god, no.
It's very funny.
Proper
You know-
fisticuffs, young masters. Proper fisticuffs.
This is our half-crazed mentor from our 80s montage movie.
Yeah, we just
Excited for this.
Twist his dick, Master Denning.
All right.
Grab his dick and twist it.
Grab a dick and twist it. Yeah, grab a dick and twist it.
A good old dick twist.
All right.
Sounds like a
So-
club drink, the Dick Twister.
I've been to that club.
Why was all of this necessary?
Because we're funny, Milo. Because we're funny.
Yeah. So what are we doing? What's the order of operations here?
Well, first you're gonna take your hand.
Well, first I'm gonna slowly open the door and then fire in the hole. No, I'm just kidding. No, don't have that.
You gotta take your hand, grab the bone, and wiggle it.
Yeah.
So, I see Sim by the door, right?
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, you see that he's found the entrance
Yeah, because
to it.
I notified everyone that I did, and I'm going quietly.
Yeah.
I didn't go
And
right.
Why you
those-
do quietly? That is
The smells here, they're very strong. Like, this has to be the right place. It's very strong. You can smell it over the acrid smell of burning that has pervaded this area. Roe, that cotton candy smell, that popcorn scent, the kind
Just-
of smell of rot.
Yeah. He's just going to turn to Savannah and say, they made her bleed. We killed them all.
What?
They said it to Savannah. You're on the other side. You didn't hear this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm standing next
Yeah.
to Sim. Because Derek's
gonna
Sim's guard dog.
Carefully open the door. Sim's gonna carefully open the door and see if there. Number one, just see if there's. Is there a way to check and look and actually before I open it, real quick, is there any way to check and see or to divine that if I do open it, it's going to trigger an alarm or notify anyone that the door is otherwise being used?
You with that roll? Yeah, there definitely someone's gonna know because you get the idea that this lever is gonna have a whole section of this hedge pull back like a door, and it's gonna either swing open or it's going to push or it's gonna push in and move
Okay.
like a secret door. What you do notice is the distinct lack of sound. Whatever's on the other side, even though it looks like you can see over the top of it, you're not hearing the noise of a bonfire. You're not hearing the noise of a struggle. You're not hearing the noise of anything at all on the other side of this. All the sounds you can kind of hear sound like they're coming from behind you, not in front of you.
Okay. I'll notify everyone then that this is going to open in a big way and just be ready.
At 1 second.
Mhm.
Do.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm super low on glamour, by the way. So.
Are you in need of a top off, Master Sam?
Quick reminder, by the way, quick reminder for all of you. What happens when you run out of glamour is you don't have access to any of your contracts, even the ones that are free of cost.
The fruit
So-
in the bag, would that work for Sim?
The fruit in the bag would work for Sim because you bought sorrow gobs.
Cool.
Okay.
I would like.
That note. Is anyone in need of a little top off?
Savannah's good.
I could is it that you're able to do? Because, yeah, I could use a bit.
Well, Spindle Clutch will just stick their head and shoulders out of Derek's pocket and reach up and pull the locket out of their shirt.
This locket is very special. I had it made when all the way back in 1914 when I first met Queen Val. Take a look here.
Okay.
It's her visage.
We're not here for fucking stories, Spindle Clutch. Help him out.
Yeah, Derek's gonna reach into the bag too and just pull out the fruit for Sim.
I'll have a fruit as I'm looking at the thing.
You'll notice Dane has changed once more.
Okay.
Once you notice that a cameo looks back at you, then I can open the locket.
Okay. So
She
this-
turned it.
Okay.
You'll wait until she turns, looks at Sim,
And
then
she'll
open the locket. And you get a point of glamour back, like you ate a goblin fruit.
Okay, cool. So I had a fruit that, and that I'm only down by 2. Thank you. So,
Yep.
Oh wow, you were low.
I'm also down by 2 because I failed my glamour check for Swift.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
So
Ew.
my
Alright.
Dane's legs have
Yeah,
transformed into
Yep,
that
I have to.
A what?
and his
There is-
I'm
hands
gonna
are
prepare
up.
a couple things. Too.
Wolf.
No worries.
A wolf. Got it.
There
Yeah.
is one more small dram of glamour in the locket if you need a little top off, Master.
Oh no, I'm fine.
Okay.
Would you care to look upon the face of Our Lady one more time?
Right now, I couldn't give a fuck about Val.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let's go.
All right.
Your words more wisely today.
Right now, Val couldn't
back
give a fuck.
inside of Derek's pocket.
Goes back in the dirt.
All right.
Okay. Open it up.
You open it up, and just as you suspected, a chunk of the hedge pushes in
Mm-hmm.
and then slides to the side. It's not the most well oiled, but it could be noisier. So it kind of makes a
Okay.
sound as it slides. You see bodies when the door opens on the ground in front of it. You do not recognize any of them. They are twisted, half shadow things. They have these porcelain masks sewn on to what might be flesh beneath, but moves like fire, but it's black as night. And they are dead, bleeding out onto the soil. And as soon as that door opens, it's like a wall broke and the blood just starts to rush out the open door. It was almost like pooling up against it, like it was being blocked from seeping through, and it pools out. There are about 4 of them there. And you hear screams coming from inside this. You see the bonfire.
Are they screams I recognize?
Go ahead and common sense.
Mhm.
Yes, you do recognize the screams. So does Derek. One of them is definitely Roe. 100% screaming.
I don't even think me and Savannah need to think about this. We both have Swift Who's on,
Nope.
and we're just off.
Yep.
Yeah, Derek's taking
They
off towards Ro
off.
and the scream. Derek's much
Now,
not as fast, but
the hollow. The hollow is a large tree-looking thing. You can tell that much. The screams are coming from the top of the tree. So, Savannah.
Moving as fast as I can, but
And
I'm also
Dane.
keeping an eye out for anything that might be an
Mhm.
ambush or anybody that's keeping watch prior to where the sounds.
All right. All right. Sim, you roll a wits and awareness.
Okay.
Dane, Savannah, you hit that tree and you start to go up it. Like gravity has reversed. It's not like you're climbing. It's you go up the tree. Like you're walking up a dirt road. We run in. Derek, you hit the tree too. Same thing. It's like the center of gravity reverses and you are now walking a straight line. You're vertical. But you're walking like you're on the ground. Straight, or well, walking, hurrying up the tree. What'd you get, Sim?
2.
Yeah. You don't see much else. It's kind of dark in this area, a little bit darker than the actual outside area. Not much, but definitely more towards nightfall than what's happening outside this hollow. And you hit that tree and you go up. Same way everybody else did. You go vertical and it's just like you're walking in a straight line, defying the laws of science. Dane and Savannah get to the top first with their tread of the swift hooves.
Okay.
And they crest the top of this tree. And you see a true fae standing there that resembles the creature is dead on the ground, minus the mask. No face, just kind of a flaming body, but it's black fire. It's very dark, has little sparks of white every once in a while go through it. You see Ro, and she has this mask, just like the ones down below, that is sewing itself into her face. You see a little boy that you don't recognize. You see Jack, and the same thing is happening to her with the mask. And you see Azamara, and Azamara is being mobbed by a shit ton, just probably the whole place, of these shadow creatures smaller than the true fae, and she's fighting them off with her mirror sword.
I rolled my checks for my contracts. The fuck are they called?
Mm-hmm.
I just had them. What is it? A little bit
Of everything, all of the time.
all of the time.
Sorry.
Every time.
You
Constantly. A small bit of resilience and Might of the Terrible Brute.
all right? So, Dane, you get to go first. What are you doing? What is your first course of action?
Ro, Jack, and the small child are getting stitched up.
The small child is currently crying. He does not have a mask on yet.
And is like Ro attached to an altar, or is she just there?
She's on the ground, crouched on the ground, trying to pull the mask off her face. It's not an altar. She's just on the ground because the top of the tree is flat with some little like retaining wall things.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's just on this flat open surface trying to pull whatever this is off her face.
Dane's smart enough to guess that what's happening is due to this bitch. You go high, I go low. And he's gonna charge towards the true fae's legs and just slash the back of them with his talons.
Yep, and Savannah will actually jump up to get the top of the true fae. So let's go ahead and make those rolls, and then Derek and Sim and Spindle Clutch. Oh shit, Savannah.
Yeah. Savannah.
Savannah. No. This is gonna be fun for this true fae. real bad afternoon.
She shouldn't have touched Ro. Karma's a bitch.
Just 3 successes for me.
Okay. All right, here we go. So,
Second.
ooh, not bad, not bad. All right, so you definitely catch it. Oh, I looked up and
Yep, back in
empty
one,
camera.
one second.
Oh, okay.
Milo.
All right. So, Derek, Spindle Clutch, and Sim, you get to the top of the tree and you're seeing the same thing. You recognize Jack immediately. You recognize Azamara. You obviously recognize Ro. You don't recognize the little boy.
Okay.
And you see Savannah and Dane. I really don't want to say it like that, but I'm gonna double teaming the fucking Trufe. And Savannah has taken her antlers and raked them across its where its face should be, and Dane has dragged claws down the back or the knees of the creature, the Trufe. Jesus, words. Fuck's sake.
For the beanie.
Blood for the beanie.
Blood for the beanie god.
All right.
Eldritch bean.
Now, it looks like the majority of whatever these little shadow creatures are have swarmed Azamara. So most of them, all of them that you can see, are not paying any attention to you guys, like, at all right now. And they're having a struggle. Like, she's winning right now. Azamara's absolutely winning this fight. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so, what are you guys doing?
Derek's going for Ro. Trying to get
All
the
right.
mask off.
Are you just going to try to muscle it off?
I'm pulling at the threads.
All right, go ahead and roll me a dexterity and we'll go with the dexterity. Yeah, let's athletics. Dexterity and athletics to see if you can carefully pull the thread out. Spindle Clutch, what are you doing since you're in Derek's pocket right now?
How close are we to the Trufe? When we run up
Ro is about 5 feet away from it. Yeah, like a person length away from it, roughly.
Clutchy's gonna reach out and try to touch the Trufe and use a contract.
Alright, what contract?
I know it's one of the Fleeting Autumn ones. Give me 1 sec to look it up.
Alright. Sim, what are you doing while Avery looks up Spindle Clutch's ability?
Well, I was planning on doing 2 things. I was going, depending on if Derek is successful or not, I was going to do Unmaker's Gaze on the mask that's on Ro. And then I was going to grab the little crying kid.
Well, the crying kid, the crying child. All right. So, you see Derek rush up and grab this thread that's trying to finish weaving itself in, and pull.
No, I got you. It's gonna be okay.
And you see it starting to come out. So if you want, you can go ahead and use that ability to try and make the process faster of Derek pulling this thread out.
I lied. It's actually a darkness contract.
Oh, all right.
Touch of paralyzing shudder.
Ooh, all right. Go ahead and roll for that.
2 glamour checks is the first cost.
All right.
I've got
Oh,
my
that was. Why?
I've got my stress blue tack.
Got my puzzle box. It's fine.
Oh yeah. And as you're pulling the string out, Derek, it starts to disintegrate under your fingers.
Yeah.
As Sim gives it the Care Bear stare, and
Is that how we want to phrase that?
sorry,
Very tense situation. The Care Bear stare.
did.
2 successes on the first glamour check, 3 successes on the second.
It's like a rush check. You just have to roll the one die.
Oh,
Like
got it.
a hunger die. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Let me redo that then. Put on the first one,
It's all good.
on the second one. Wonderful. And then it's presence plus weird.
That's charisma, yeah. Charisma plus your weird.
Gotcha. So that's
I forgot to update some of those contracts. I updated them for the people making the one-shot characters. But I have those documents. I just need to give them to you guys. So Dane, you and Savannah managed to rip into them. Now yours doesn't do as much as hers did, and it's very clear that this individual didn't get that hurt from either of those. But you drew blood, so it smells just as bad. Yep. Remind me what that does.
touch paralyzing glamour, or touch or paralyzing shudder. The character fills the target's body with involuntary shudders of fear and revulsion. This causes the target to lock up and gain a -2 dice pool on any rolls requiring physical abilities.
So that's what happens.
Just
I got a 3.
long, gross arm just stretches out and just like gently caresses the side of its
Anyone.
face.
Oh, yeah, no wonder it's upset. And Sim, you watch that string disintegrate and you rush over and you grab that little boy. You snatch him up.
Soothing
He's-
him a little bit. I'm going, hey, take it easy. I got you.
He's
You're gonna be okay."
completely distraught.
Mhm.
Beyond all reason, this child, and he's maybe 5 or 6. He's verbal, but he's very young. And
And I know exactly what I'm going to do next
My-
as soon as it comes around.
my guy is gonna do a thing with minus dice because he failed. Here we go.
Oh, Derek, did
What
you,
For
did you
him.
get?
did you do your fickle fate?
Yes.
Cool. Good.
It automatic. Oh shit! He loses more dice. There we go.
Don't touch row.
Okay.
So that was terrible.
We run a
No
very
touching.
solid debuff strat in
Yeah.
this film.
Yeah,
Yes, we do.
really is. So this fire on, flame on. This black fire that this true fey entity seems to be made out of bursts out, and it hits both you and Savannah. Now, Savannah, being kind of fire herself, is slightly immune, so she isn't at all hurt by it. Dane, you take a superficial damage from it touching you. And he's spasming as he tries to and swipe at you guys. So, Dane and Savannah, you're up again. What are you doing? Because Savannah is Savannah's doing one of her things.
Yep. Dane is gonna move on from the knees and straight claw the groin.
Whew. Go ahead and roll.
Because
You guys see Savannah.
I'm assuming the true fight is tall, compared to me anyway.
True Fae is about 10 feet tall.
Yeah. So
this entity's bigger than the Onsel.
So Dane
and the Onsel is the tallest. Well, shorter than the seamstress.
Yeah, and Dane being 5'11", perfect height. Just
yeah. Roll for groin clawing. Yeah.
Yep.
Roll for groin clawing.
I'm gonna rip your fucking balls off.
Oh my gosh!
Don't.
The reply you get sounds like the crackling of a fireplace. It does not sound like words.
5 successes.
And the rest of you.
5 successes with a messy crit.
Crackling fireplace?
No, their voice.
Too hot to handle.
They reply to Dane, but they don't. You know what?
Talk through their balls? Great. Cool. This is great.
So yeah. 5 successes.
Don't gaze into the balls!
5 successes with a messy crit.
There you go.
Oh no. Oh dear.
This is going to be interesting.
Your frailty is to chase things that run?
Yeah, it is.
This guy is your prey. If he tries to even step slightly to the side, he's not going anywhere. Like, if you see him even move that isn't one of these spasms caused by spindle clutch, it's over for him. Not that that's not your intention anyways, but he's not running. It's not gonna happen. Savannah, meantime, you guys see those chains, those tattooed chains on her arm. The broken chains peel off and split and spread. And you see them disappear into the surfaces around this hollow. And those rotted dogs of the hunt pull themselves out of small openings that fissure up. And they start attacking that true Fae. Alright. Derek, what are you doing now?
Derek's still trying to get the mask off. Row.
You pull the mask up.
Mm-hmm.
Easily enough, there's no thread holding it together.
Okay.
Ro's face is burnt at the edges, where and you see the holes where the thread went in. But other than that, she seems okay.
Huh? Okay. All right, you're okay. You're good. You're good. I'm fine. Okay.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Oh, hello, Ro.
I'm just gonna. This is for your own safety.
No.
No. Okay. All right. Okay. I warned you. And Derek's gonna launch himself at the true Fae.
You have a crying child in your arms.
Mm-hmm.
Jack is still over there, and her mask is mostly stitched up.
Oh, that's right. Jack's still there. Damn it.
Dane was going to shout that, but he's sort of laser focused on this thing.
It shudders too much. You're gonna jump it. Yeah. That was a sense.
Sim will run over to Jack. Begin to try to help them, but as they do, Azamara's still there dealing with a mess of those shadow creatures, correct?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's like 5 left. She has been, but it's taken a heavy toll on her, and you can tell like she's bleeding, she's cut, but it seems like every time they hit her, it hurts them. So she's mowing through them with her sword, and when they hurt her, they're dropping.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah. As I'm rushing over to Jack, Sim's gonna do Unmaker's Gaze on her sword. 9 successes.
Unmaker's on Azamara's sword?
Mm-hmm.
It shatters. It shatters. Oh no. Okay. All right. So, Derek, go ahead and roll me your attack.
Strength and brawl, right?
Strength and brawl. Add anything from your contracts that your 2 contracts gave you. Dane, you did some more damage this time. And you see those dogs leap, and they just start biting into flesh. Or what you presume to be flesh, because it comes off in chunks. It doesn't look like flesh when you're looking at it, but like chunks of it start coming off as 4 of these dogs just start tearing into it. And you can tell that it's hurting. Like, the combined efforts of everything that's been done so far, these dogs are savage. What, are you gonna attack again?
Oh yeah.
Alright, go ahead.
Dane's gonna not
Fuck you
gonna
too.
be groin this time, but he's gonna move around and stick his hands into the
Mhm.
back, into where the kidney should be. Ghost.
Yeah, sorry.
Into where their kidneys should be.
Yeah. Go ahead, roll for that. I'm gonna roll for Savannah as she's gonna keep attacking. Derek, what do you get? And Sim, what are you doing now that you have broken Azamara's sword?
Heading over to Jack and using one of my very low elemental contract of the flame to burn the thread
Okay.
of her mask.
I got 9 successes.
As I'm still,
with
consoling
Yeah.
the little one that I'm holding, and I'm just kind of like going, shh.
You got... Yeah.
and it
you
was
watch it
messy,
kinda burn
so
away.
the blood goes to the beanie.
Blood for the beanie god.
Blood for the beanie. Blood for the Eldritch Bean.
Savannah also got a 9. Non-messy. Critical. So, between you guys and the dogs, you have fucked this true fae. And Derek basically just rips a hole in him. You punch through the back of it, Dane. Just ram your hand where kidneys should be. You go through. And the blood it bleeds is almost black and it smells terrible. And Derek, you rip it open and blood, this very not at all pretty blood, pours all over your beanie. And it's wet and it's nice, but it smells bad. And then Savannah takes her horns and gouges chunks of whatever this true fae was out of it, and it collapses and fizzles, and the flames on it go out, and it is still black as pitch, but it looks more normal now. You all smell terrible.
Oh yeah.
Wipes his
moment-
mouth. Wipes it off on the beanie.
The moment that Faye is dealt with, Swift hoof straight over to Ro and just grab her in his arms.
Yeah. She gives you a big hug, and she starts crying. Yeah.
Are
Savannah comes over too.
the ravenous dogs still present?
Are the what now?
Dogs.
The ravenous dogs.
Oh, the ravenous dogs. They once the True Fae is dead, Savannah releases them, so they're sinking back down. They're like, you can still see the tops of them if you're wondering. They haven't completely faded.
Yeah, just one eye out of Derek's pocket, like.
And we go home now.
Yes.
Yep.
Was I able to get the thread
Yes.
integrated off, Jack?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Once
Easily with this, you were able to get it degraded off.
Okay.
The mask doesn't fall off right away, so it's
What's Azamara doing?
still winning the fight.
Sim calls to Derek real quick. Help, Jack. And Sim's gonna get up, holding that kid. Turn to Azamara. He's completely out of glamour, but he's made his roll. And he's gonna go, it's time for you to lose your gifts. Fire within. 8 successes with a crit.
All right. She burns.
He's just going to be holding that child and watching her go up in flames.
Oh yeah. She
She
burns and she screams, and you knew she was injured. You saw all the injuries. You knew she was weak.
Is she one of the church
Church.
people?
Yep.
Mhm.
She's the one that took
She's
me
the church's assassin.
Yeah.
She is a future True Fae.
Dane is not paying attention to this. His arms are just wrapped around Savannah and Ro.
Yep, they're both clinging to you. Sim has Jack and the little boy.
I have
Derek.
Jack.
And Derek has Jack. Sim has the little boy. So Derek has Jack and Spindle Clutch.
Mhm.
And Jack looks traumatized. All her trips to the Hedge. This has never happened to her. She thought that she was invincible, man, and her whole world has shattered.
Jack, are you okay? Yeah, I know you're not okay. You're not going to be okay for a really long time. Do you have any of the stuff on you with like the tracker and all that, or?
No, it's all that's been gone. I didn't even make it back to the church. I've just been wandering around. Like I know I can get out at any point in time, but I didn't know where I was going to end up. So I've just kind of been, so they couldn't find me. Azamara showed up.
Head pops out of the pocket. Let's walk and talk.
Yeah.
So Derek's gonna walk
no,
over
that's a good idea.
to Dane and Ro and Savannah, and then turn to look at Sim and see all this.
The burning.
Dane, Ro, Savannah, can we go home now?
What's going on? They sort of blacked out for a second. What?
The Fae's dead, and I want to go. And look, and kind of you watch Derek's eyes shift to where Azamara is now on fire, burning, which is something that Derek
she's
remembers.
Collapsed, and her body is she's collapsed, and her body is basically
Derek's just like making sure
point.
Jack can't see.
Are the other people that were attacking Azamara still there?
No, she actually killed all of them, and then Sim set her on fire.
I do believe it is in all of our best interests to get headed home.
Jack, do you remember where we met you? Where we were gonna keep you safe?
The hollow?
Yeah. Can you open the door for that?
Derek, I'm not gonna lie, I made someone a promise regarding Jack.
What do you mean?
Her sister.
My sister?
What do you mean?
Her sister's held in the hollow. Well, not the hollow, the freehold, remember? The one I went to visit the other day. The girl.
Doesn't know that's her sister.
Aye.
Only Dane knows that.
What kind of promise did you make? And
You-
Derek
Not my
slowly,
sister.
you know that dog with a bone?
For one, Derek, she's not yours. Two, that her sister could see her.
You're not gonna take her to the.
No.
She's gonna be safe. Okay, all right.
Let's not get the carriage in front of the horse.
What Clutchy said, look, we'll go home tonight, but you can take her back to the freehold tomorrow so she can visit her sister, who I think may be with Pippin.
And
Okay.
you're you're all welcome at the hotel also. I would be more than happy to get rooms for each of you.
No, I'd rather go home to my own place, thank you very much, Clutchy.
I want to go.
I don't mean to be that one. Who the fuck's the child? Wait, I know who that child is.
You do.
What is the child's
You know that's how Azamara got into the hedge. Alpha.
Alpha?
She in Clutchy's book.
Who?
Either Asmara or the child. Are they in Clutchy's book?
No, they are solely church, cause Alpha is a fetch child, and, Azamara likes the fetch children for some reason that no one's determined yet.
Liked.
And,
Past tense.
liked the fetch children, but she also used Alpha to get into the hedge. She can't get into the hedge by herself. She had to take one of the fetch children with her, or a changeling, to get a gate open.
Okay.
Alpha.
The little boy turns to look.
Don't pay attention.
Yeah?
Come with us. We'll keep you safe.
Okay.
You're gonna be okay.
He's still crying.
I know.
Jack.
Jack walks over. And she pictures the hollow you took her into before. And a door just forms. Just a door. Very plain, very simple. It has a frame on it. And she opens the door. And you see what used to be Leland's house. The overly plush furniture, as no one's occupied it yet. It's still the way that Leland left it when they took off.
Okay. Let's get Alpha situated and then we can go. Okay, Jack?
Situated? That's a big word for you, Derek.
All right.
That's what Reed called it when we came here, that we had to get situated and accounted for. I don't know what it means still, but that's what it's called.
I am very tired.
Standing in the vicinity of Alpha.
Is Derek? No.
Derek's not going near
Alpha's with-
them for a second? Just for a second.
Dane's gonna pick.
Spindle Clutch will crawl out of Derek's pocket. Now that we're in a house. And sort of move over to Alpha. And sit down on the floor. And make their eyes start doing googly eyes.
I'm gonna roll a dice real quick.
Fear frenzy.
Young Master Alpha, do you mind?
Alpha starts laughing.
Yeah. Dean's picking Row up, just holding her right
Yeah.
there.
No.
Yeah,
Much,
Savannah's like right there too, so.
Master Alpha, would you like a surprise?
A surprise?
Yes, I carry many surprises on my person. Would you like a surprise?
I'd like a surprise.
I'm not in the mood to make jokes right now, but it's so
Spittle
tempting.
Clutch will hold
do
his
it.
hand out, and wave their fingers, and sleight of hand one of the toy cars in his sleeve into his hand.
Toy car gets it all the time.
He reaches out
But you can take it.
almost tentatively,
It's all yours.
and then snatches it up. Thank you.
Oh, very welcome,
Starts playing
young
with it.
master.
Spittle Clutch will give him a pat on the head and slither into a corner.
Ergo walk up to Ro.
Dane has a big old hold of her, and Savannah's like looming over. You guys are covered in this foul blood. Like Savannah's antlers, like it's streaming down her face now. I mean, you look a mess. Rose there.
Got goblin fruit. Do you want some?
I'm okay for now. I. Thank you for coming and finding me.
We don't leave each other behind, right?
Row, what happened?
I was walking back, and I ran into Jack. Shortly after, I ran into you, and she looks normal. So I was asking her what she was doing there, where she came from. I offered to take her back out because people don't belong in the hedge. It will kill them. So she agreed. We started walking, and then that lady and that little boy came through a different portion of the hedge. And they started yelling at Jack, which then drew the attention of that true fae who was apparently nearby.
Hey,
and
you're okay. You don't need to continue. It's all right. He's gonna pass her off to Savannah.
Savannah will grab her.
He's gonna look at Derek.
Derek's face is covered in that ichor.
He's gonna look at Spindle Clutch. And he's gonna walk out of the hollow.
I'm going to follow young Master Dane in just a moment, but while it is just those of us here who remain, and things like this are why we need to, as quickly as possible, find, liberate, and reinstall Queen Val and her consort. Now, this fae, while bold, I do believe would never have had the shops, as it were, to kidnap a loyal vassal of Lady Val were she still in power. This is the problem with the upset. The seasons are out of balance. The fade and the weft of the weird is changing, and not for the better. Young masters and mistresses. We must rectify this situation as quickly as possible. All of that being said, yourselves with valor in the face of a true enemy today. It may not feel good. War never does. It is only by the virtue of that which we save that war has meaning, beyond that of infinite sorrow.
I just want to go home.
Young Master Dig. Soon. I'm sure that you and Master Sim will be on your way very soon. Would you like a toy car as well? I'm sure I can find a red one.
No, thank you.
Very good. I need to catch up with young Master Dane before he gets too far. He has very fast legs.
Can Jack make a portal to our hollow?
Into your hollow.
Okay.
You'd have to give her very specific instructions.
Derek would
On
show
where
her the
it is.
camera and the basic location.
And yeah, if you give her detailed street names and she could see a visual image, I'm going to have her roll because that is one of her contracts as Whimsy. So she actually has to make a roll for this because she doesn't know where she's going.
Oh.
Where are my contracts? Where are the Whimsy contracts? You whimsical thing. Poop. All right. So, what is Sim doing while this happens? Listening.
Sim listened to what Clutch had to say and gave it a sure nod and
Okay.
of understanding, and then kind of on purpose avoiding
There we go.
Derek at the moment is going to go talk with Reed about Alpha.
Okay. So, you. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. All right. With the instructions that you give Jack, good for her. She does create a gate, very much like she did before. She opens a door. It's just a normal ass door. She opens it up and you see the inside of your hollow. You can see where your rug is in the back, or like through the door.
Yeah. Once Savannah sets Ro down, Derek's gonna lead them over to the rug and sit down with Ro on the rug.
Savannah will set Ro down as close to the rug as Derek lets her get.
Ro is sitting with Derek on the rug.
Oh. So Savannah will get as close to the rug as Derek lets her get and set Ro down so Ro can walk over. Did you want Jack to go with you, or is Jack remaining in the freehold?
We should probably figure out what you want to do, Jack.
I would like to go see my sister, but it seems as though your friend is the only one who knows where she is, so I might have to wait until...
Reed knows. Sim could probably take you to...
Okay.
Reed.
So Jack will wave goodbye to you and let the door close, and then go over to where Sim is with Alpha. Dane, where are you charging off to real quick?
Dan is going to his car, which is still outside Reed's because they kidnapped the doctor in Sim's car.
That's right. So you start charging off towards your car. So I'm going to go ahead and Sim, Jack comes up to you. Derek said we can go talk to Reed about maybe seeing my sister.
Yeah, we can get that sorted out. Of course. Follow me.
Jack will follow after you. Do you have Alpha with you, or are you leaving him there? Is he trailing behind? Did you want Jack to pick him up?
I'll sorry, I neglected to mention I'll have Jack Alpha in the car and his little car that he's playing with. I'll bring him along.
Okay. So, Spindle Clutch has walked out after Dane. Sim, Jack, and Alpha follow shortly after. Spindle Clutch, it takes you a minute to catch up to Dane. You see him beelining it for his car, walking fairly quickly.
Young Master Dane, a word before your extradition.
Dane just stops. Doesn't turn around. He just stops.
Where are you going, young master, if I might inquire?
I'm going home, Spindle Clutch.
To your dwelling place?
Yes, to my dwelling place.
You care to humor an old man a few words as we walk towards the way to your vehicle?
I'll humor you a few words. Go away from me now, Spindle Clutch.
Very well. Don't have to go it alone. No.
I'm not going it alone. I'm going to get a fucking shower.
You know what I mean. Have broad shoulders and a strong back. Don't feel the need to carry all that you can all the time. Have a good evening, young Master Dane.
Nah, Dane's gonna turn around and just look at Spindle Clutch. This entire thing is your fault.
Care to elaborate, young Master?
Yeah, not a problem. That bitch of a fucking doctor died because you failed to tell us about the wards in your hollow. And then I had to go into the fucking Hedge to get a true Fae and put Ro at risk. That is squarely your fault. You didn't tell us everything. You ever do that again?
And you're what, young Master?
I'll make sure the Queen fucking finds out. And he's gonna turn and just walk back.
Wrath.
How the youth seem to dissect a situation. Very well.
Dan's gonna get this car.
Spindle Clutch is going to go to Reed's office because Reed has Spindle Clutch's book.
Yeah.
My book.
We love Wrath.
Doesn't actually know that, I don't think.
Yeah,
I think if he suspects, but...
He asked Sim and Derek.
About the book.
Oh, that's right. About the book, that's right.
Derek
I
used the
remember
book.
this now.
It was
So
a bad choice.
you get there about the same time that Sim does. Sim has Alpha, and it has Jack with him. You guys walk in. Reed's at her desk. She looks fairly exhausted. And you do, looking around, you actually see the book. It's up on the shelf. It is a bookshelf, and it's kind of behind her desk. There's one off to the in the corner, and then there's one kind of behind her desk, and you can see it on the desk. On that bookshelf. You recognize it immediately. It is a massive tome. very old. It looks old. It looks ratty. And so you see it.
Keeper, read.
Yes.
You have something right there that belongs to me. I am Keeper Spindleclutch. Again, good to meet you.
It's good to meet you, too. Now, while I'm well aware that tome used to be yours, well, actually, it used to be the freeholds when the entire freehold was together. Where are you going to take it?
It will be kept in the depth of my personal hollow. Now.
But it should be with at least one of the freeholds.
It should.
That
But as Our Lady, our Queen Val, is currently in bonds, I do believe a place warded against her captors is the best place to keep such a thing. Let us not forget, it could also come for you. And this place.
go ahead and roll a charisma and persuasion. And spin. Well, that gets rolled. Did you? What were you going to talk to Reed about? 5. She'll pick the book up. She'll hand it to you and say, you know, that is some pretty sound logic. The last thing we want them getting a hold of is all the information about the changeling in the city.
And if you ever need to squirrel any information away in a place that is most assuredly safe from them, have my word, it will be sequestered in a place where not even I will read it, as it is none of my business.
That is deeply appreciated, Keeper Spindleclutch.
Master Sue, I would be taking my leave. Keeper Reed, it is always a pleasure.
Pleasure.
And as Spindleclutch's bike is also here, put the book,
Take this massive book.
he'll put it in the bike basket,
Ding ding.
Yeah.
and
Ding-ling-ling.
head back to the
Bike
shop
away.
on the bike.
Yeah, Sim will wave by,
All right.
nod, and turn to Reed and
What happened?
we've had a very, very interesting afternoon. Things have gotten a little bit more complex, you could say.
Yeah,
I believe you've met Jack before?
I remember Jack. And Jack waves. Jack does remember Reed. You did introduce her.
I don't think you've met this little guy yet. This is Alpha.
No? Alpha, huh? Where did he come from?
I don't honestly know much about him. I know that he was with the one from the church. The one I accidentally shook hands with.
Had she kidnapped him? Or
I don't know. All I know is that this young child has been in their possession. They've been using him for whatever uses, and they need to be kept safe until more can be found out.
Well, as I said, we are going to be taking all of our younger, fresh out of the hedge, more fragile changeling, and discussing with the courts tonight of which freehold would be willing to take him. That meeting, Sim, that you said we should call is in an hour, by the way.
A meeting of
But-
which I have no idea about.
No one. No, you do. You chose. Oh no, no one told you it changed. That's right. You think it's tomorrow.
Mhm.
Yep. But we will be fortifying ourselves with only our strongest. So we will see if there is another court we trust to take care of them. Because if we leave them here, we will probably be a bigger target, and we are already.
As much as I'd want to keep him as safe as possible, I don't think I'm capable of doing that. I know my own limitations, so I trust that you will have a spot much better suited.
Yeah. Well, if again, as the meeting was called, you're all welcome to come to the meeting, and if you want to, you can help potentially find someone and negotiate his safety.
Okay.
At least you'd know where he's going to be, and if you need to talk to him, you'd have the ability to do that.
What's the location of where we're meeting at?
The location of the meeting is at there's an area nearby the zoo that is a very big, huge park, very grassy, very full of trees. And because of when the zoo closes and all that area, it kind of goes dead at night. So we'll be meeting at that park.
Okay.
And it will be late. It will be about, well, not super late. It will be about 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock your guys' time.
While Sim's thinking about it, he's just gonna do a group message to like Derek, Savannah, etc.
Oh yeah, Sim's fucking phone would have gone off when Derek got home because there's people in the house on the cameras.
Oh yeah, your phone would have gone off because of that, but you did see them go into the house though.
Yeah, that's accurate. Just gonna send a group message to everyone that I have in the close contact list, which I don't believe includes Dane or Spindle. So
It does not, no.
So
No,
that's
but Derek, Savannah, and Ro have Dane's numbers.
so
And
gonna
Roke and Savannah can get a hold of Dane.
gonna
and
send
Spindle
a
Clutch.
message.
Savannah will get a hold of Dane.
Yep, just gonna send the message that reminder about meetings soon, such and such time, such and such place.
And Savannah will relay that to Dane. Basically, courts are meeting a little bit earlier than tomorrow. This is the time, this is the place.
Dane will do a sim, and he will text while he drives.
All right.
Dangerous.
That's
We love to live
Yeah, right.
dangerously.
We do not
That's-
offer advice here at the Figment Collective.
that's weird. He'll text. That's weird. Get cleaned up. If we're not made wraiths by the end of this, I'll be very disappointed.
Oh man, I'm gonna be pissed. Someone's gonna lose an eye. I will start stabbing eyes out with my antler.
Yeah, he's gonna continue driving home and get showered and changed. And then drive
And
back
Savannah's gonna go.
to their hollow.
Savannah's gonna go get showered and changed.
Eric and Ro will
Ro.
stay curled up on the rug until Ro has to leave.
Yeah.
Sim will show up soon.
And
Jack and Alpha can stay with Reed.
they'll stay with Reed for the night until the meeting, and possibly be moved right after that. So you get back to your respective hollows. You get your showers. You get your food. You get your relaxation. Everyone in various stages of upset and relief and worry and all of the emotions still left to feel about this unknown meeting and the future and what's going to happen. And then you all end up meeting again. And we will leave it at that, where you all meet to talk about what has occurred and what still needs to occur.
We did it!
We did it!
Woo!
We killed the true fate.
Thank you for joining us for us crying.
Thank you. I know. We're like, I can make it one. Anyways, I hope everybody had a good time, enjoyed
Thank
it.
you, Milo.
The various nonsense we have. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for playing.
Go get some sleep, drink water, you thirsty bastards, and welcome to the collective.
For tomorrow.
Welcome to the collective.
For tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
9 o'clock PDT, 5 o'clock BST.
Mm-hmm.
Trauma.
Trauma.
Main by night.
Main
Don't miss it.
by night. A V5 Sabat Chronicle ran by our lovely Mike here.
Mike. Yeah.
Lovely.
You're probably pointing in the wrong direction, but
Oh, Elbu. He's very lovely.
For that,
I thought it was
I know.
fancy.
I know.
I saw fancy.
You know what?
Fancy.
For that, I know what's happening to Kobe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
not Kobe.
Alright.
All right.
Not Kobe.
Have a good night, everybody, and remember,
Have a good
Kobe
night.
for Pack Priest.
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
Kobe.
Hashtag
Have a
Kobe.
good night.
All right. Good night,
Bye,
everyone.
guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.